Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I've got two great guests here today. Wes from Thinking Critical, first time on the live stream. You woke up early. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad I could finally make this happen. We've been talking about it for a while. If people don't know, I do all my recording very late at night because of my young family, and we had to work a few things out so I could make the stream today. I'm glad I'm here.
I really appreciate it. It's well, we'll talk more about that in a second. But Joe, you're also with us, and you're drunk off an amazing comic launch this week.
It's I'm really excited that Becstar's finally out there. But plenty of other comics came out this week to temper my feelings on comics, so it was good.
Well, I thank you both for joining, and I think it's great. Obviously, Wes has the Thinking Critical channel, and he's doing shows all the time. We're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be a YouTuber. It's going to be fun, but and then I think that you have your live stream, Comics Aficionados, will be later today, right? So you're just getting a double dose of live streams in one day.
Hey, they're getting a double dose of you. You'll be there with us.
That's true.
We've got some of the normal guests. We've got Fatal J will be joining us, so that'll be fun. He doesn't know much about comics, so it's always nice having him on the show.
Yeah.
Who was a Critical Blast who's making his debut.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, it'll be fun to do that, and I get some sleep in between, so that'll be great.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, Wes and Joe and Joe, the response to Becstar was pretty positive. I mean, there was very few purple bisexual lighting comments.
Yeah. No. It was positive for almost everything was pretty positive, which was nice. I believe one person asked if these girls love the science.
Oh yes,
and
the guns.
Yeah, no, we don't really talk about science in this. Although there is a panel, I got to share it sometime from when Eric Larson and David Michelinie were doing Spider-Man, where. He's like doing something, he beats someone, and he just goes like, "I love science," and I'm like, I gotta share that because I'm like, it happened in the early '90s.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's that's either a positive thing, like, hey, it's no big deal, they've been doing this forever, or it's a very depressing thing because nothing ever evolves.
Yeah,
I saw our friends at Comics Elite had you as their pick of the week.
Really?
Yeah, they were. It was one of their. I was in that video of their picks that week, and it was nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve it. It's. I'm really glad that for the launch and the title is a lot of fun, and it's a good. Like I said last week, there's no food. They're not eating anything.
There's no food. I don't think anyone eats in this comic
series.
Yeah, no. I don't think any food was really drawn in this entire comic.
No sushi.
No sushi. No.
But plenty of this, right? Plenty of drinks.
There's a lot of drinks, and there's more drinks to come after this issue. People keep drinking.
Perfect. That is a success to a good comic. Well, I feel like from our conversation just right before we went out the air, I think I'm the only one drinking tonight. Is that true?
Well, yeah. I'm in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's 9 or 8:40 a.m. here, and I'm gonna be honest. My wife is a super sweet gal. If I said, "Babe, I'm gonna go tie one on at 9 a.m. for Perch and his channel," she would probably try and work with me. But I don't want to be the biggest jerk ever. She is 8 months pregnant, so we are drinking whiskey and water virgin. Whiskey and water,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just
the one. I'm with you. And Joe, you've had a run of terrible drinks.
I have, but this is a delicious Carvel milkshake.
Oh, very nice.
So
very nice. Okay, well, I'm drinking whiskey and scotch because I'm the alcoholic of the group. So that's that's perfect.
I do love boozy milkshakes though. There's no booze in this one, but boozy milkshakes are fun.
A little Kahlua in there, you'd be good to go.
Yeah. You absolutely should. Well, maybe Wes, you could be drinking at your stream tonight, and I'll be sober in the morning. We'll swap. That's
hungover is the word, Perch. Hungover.
I'll be drinking. That's we're just all right. Well, we'll thank you very much. Hey, real quick, questions here, Joe. Is this your story idea? What inspired? Oh wow, that quote just hides your face on the screen. That's wonderful. Hey, perfect. I love it. What inspired Becstar? How'd you do that?
Oh, so what was it? I talked with Mad Cave about it because basically Mark London there had some like loose ideas and had an outline for something. It was called something different. There were different characters and all that. And I came in and I was kind of like, okay, we're getting rid of all these characters, changing the name. We're gonna do this as the story. The main point of Becstar, like the emotional core to the book that keeps you going, is it's really about friendship.
Okay.
And in the sense that it's Becstar is supposed to be this character who, she's basically got her current friend Sally with her, and you see everything sort of with the two of them, and she's not that nice to Sally. Like it's this sort of like rough kind of friendship, but the point being is Becstar is kind of stuck in the past, like with the old friends she had and what they meant to her. And I wanted to try to make it a relatable story about a person who is grappling with the fact that that people in their lives that used to be like important to them aren't there anymore, and have moved on. And now there are new people that are trying to be involved in her life. And it's a matter of, is she going to come around and accept that you got to stick with the people who actually want to stick with you? Or is she going to get lost in this idea of, I need to get back to where I was? And that's kind of the core of the story.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's a mini series, not an ongoing.
So far, yeah.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And there's violence.
There's a lot of violence. It's a very violent book.
It sounds like you took the inspiration from the Comic Aficionado show in the relationship between like Doc and Pele.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Which we're definitely going to bring up tomorrow. That is how that's what was revealed on this show. That it's their story in space.
When he said friendship, I was like, are we getting sci-fi Care Bears here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your story sounds much more interesting than rehashing the Care Bears movie of my youth.
No, I haven't watched the for whatever reason I haven't watched the movie in a long time, but like the last two like Thanksgivings around then I've watched the Thanksgiving specials of Care Bears.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think I forgot I had watched it like the year before, and I'm like, oh, I remember this now. I started it. I'm just gonna keep watching it. But no, I don't. I tried to make it clear that, like, I hope it comes across that Becstar does not care about fashion.
There's no fashion.
I hope the like black like t-shirt and like khaki kind of pants can show that she does not care.
She cares about killing people.
Yeah.
No, that is how it is, how it should be. Wes, so your debut on this show, talking through things, we've got a lot of stuff to go through, but it's all could be fun. Next week, it's kind of the opposite. You're one of the things I love about Comic Aficionados. You haven't seen that show. It's a good look back at what happened. What came out. What do we like? What are we looking forward to? All that kind of stuff. I always screw it up because my brain is on the next week. This is one of the reasons why. So now we're going to see if we can confuse Wes. We've got 5 pages here of comics, which is good news already. That means less. We've done this where there's 8 pages of comics for next week. So 5 is
a light week.
Yeah, it's great. Anything. So we got a bunch of stuff. It's always exciting to start at the beginning here. Anything here that is interesting you that you're looking forward to?
Definitely J. Michael Straczynski, Resistance Uprising #2. It's the follow-up to his I think that's the beginning of this AWA shared superhero universe, and you're starting to get some answers to where these heroes and villains have originated from. It's like one of the cool things that you can get in on like the beginning point of a superhero universe and get everything that you ever wanted, which you can't really do with DC or Marvel because they're too big.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I like this aspect of it. And they're taking their time. They're building a good universe. I need to do the review. You were a fan of Erratic, right?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Did you like the way that wrapped up? I was very fond of it. I think Kari Andrews kicked it out of the park.
Oh yeah, he wrapped up a lot of the commentary he was doing about the principal. He ends up, I don't know, I'm not thinking of Wario. What's the name of the bad guy in Sonic where he's got like the machine and he's controlling everything?
Dr. Robotnik, or
yeah, he kind of had a Dr. Robotnik look there at the end, and it was nice seeing Erratic come back and win at the end, and his brother was hypnotized, and they had to save his mom, who was clearly I guess she wasn't in a bad relationship. Her boyfriend was in a bad relationship.
Yeah, no, she was the bad person in that relationship for sure. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was fun, and I like this universe. I'm with you. I think that's AWA is putting out some really good stuff. I appreciate it. But how can you forget Zombie Tramp?
It's one of those things. I know that it's going along, but if you're 82 issues into something, and I haven't, you know what I mean? It's a lot of catching up to do. And then I got Joe Corallo and Eric Breen have always got my plate full as far as catching up on back issues, so we can do these retrospectives. So
let's get that Zombie Tramp retrospective, maybe. I think that's
yeah.
What about you, Joe? What on this page is exciting for you?
Well, my buddy David Pepos, I think that's the last issue right now of Scout's Honor.
Yep.
That's been a fun one. Maybe fun's the wrong word, but
it's a good title. Fun. You don't necessarily have fun with it, but it's good.
Yeah. No, for sure. So there's that. Heavy number 6. My buddy Art Donovan is illustrating that.
Okay.
And that's written by Max Bemis, for all you people that thought Max Bemis went away. Oh no, he's still actively writing comics.
He's evolved.
That is, yeah. So that's what's going on there. What else? Maniac of New York. You're gonna have to narrow that one down. I don't know who that is. Project Page. I don't know what that is. Silver City.
Sounds like my Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Death by Life. I don't understand that at all. Exciting comics. If your comic's exciting, you shouldn't have to tell me.
It is number 11. That's exciting.
That's exciting. Yes, that's exciting. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Zombie Tramp with a higher number than almost everything we're probably going to see.
Yes, so keep that in mind. Zombie Tramp number 82, and I like how they even put ongoing in the title there, just to twist that knife to Marvel. Like we don't reboot our comic. Let's see if there's any comics here that are longer than Zombie Tramp. That's the game. That's the game we're in right now. But anyway, all right. What do we got? What do we got next here? We have. Okay. So here's our next sequence here. We got the first issue of White, which is it's like Captain America, the red, white, and blue, but they've just left off the red and the blue. It's just a comic.
There's a lot of red on there.
Yeah, well, that's an accident. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm joking. Of course. What here? That's a terrible joke. What do we like on here?
There's a lot of interesting stuff on here. We got some big players. Boom Studios is enormous. We're going to be talking about that on the aficionado. Some of the sales numbers that they're reporting and some of the stuff they're doing. But Seven Secrets has been cool. I hear nothing but good things with Mighty Morphin. My wife is the biggest Power Rangers fan in the world. I was a little too old for that franchise. I wish I could get into it, but everyone talks about how great that is. Proctor Valley Road, new series from Grant Morrison. But if nobody's noticed this, since I think Joseph Illage has went over to Heavy Metal Magazine as like I think he's their executive editor or something. He's executive there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They are pushing towards being a true blue, exciting comic book brand right now. And they've got a lot of cool stuff out. If you haven't checked out Chasing the Dragon, you are missing out on something insane. Like if you like dragons and all kinds of cool art, that is where it's at.
Not about heroin?
No. Now, this isn't like a Frank Miller Chasing the Dragon kind of comic.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
I think it was that guy from IDW that he'd been there for like 10 years.
It's a good, in fairness, Heavy Metal is really making a run at it, and they are putting some good books out. I'm with you there, and Boom is off to a good start. The Magic comic apparently #1 sold fairly well, and and
Right.
Seven Secrets and all that. How about you, Joe? What do you like on here?
Well, let's see. I believe I read White #1 already back like around when the Kickstarter happened. I think I have it somewhere.
Okay, yeah, this
But,
is the
but
reprint
yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, so yes, that was good. Let's see what else do we got here. You know, Seven Secrets, because Seven Secrets 8, 9.
Yeah,
Look at that. But yeah, Magic the Gathering, sure. This is a Whedon twofer with Buffy and Firefly.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
bold
This
choice.
is the follow-on Firefly with like all the next-gen characters. So if you want to see like Wash and Zoe's daughter, I think I don't know if she's a captain, but she's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't been canceled yet. That's good. Unfortunately, like Zombie Tramp's immediately kicked out by Heavy Metal 306, but I don't think that's really fair. Heavy Metal.
That's a magazine.
That's a magazine.
Yeah.
So we're keeping. We're gonna just keep Zombie Tramp still as our winner here on our second page.
Yeah, but then and Dark Horse is really going with the known quantities there with Black Hammer, Grendel, Resident Alien. Like, they're reminding everyone with these. Like, we have a lot of properties, you know.
Yes.
So
and how can we forget Dynamite? We've got 2 Dynamite books, and we all know what that means, right? That's.
I'm feeling frisky. That's what that means.
Okay. Well, yeah. Here's what we got for next week.
I had a joke about it was Vampirella versus was it eating disorders, but it's fine. Actually, it still works. You got
it definitely
Vampirella
still works.
versus,
It works better actually now.
Purgatory. Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
She's fighting back the urge there.
Yes. The
urge to purge.
I like how the boys is just tucked in there.
You just needed to fill space.
We ran out. So it's again a more top heavy week for Dynamite. We've definitely they go in cycles. Last week was definitely more butts for sure.
If I were going to buy a comic book based on the cover alone, I would probably go up to Red Sonja, the Superpowers #5, the top left. Just put it out there.
There you go. But
That's
yeah,
nice.
I mean that issue or that cover of the boys looks like it's more than happy to be in that page.
he's very happy with his company. What do you think about the cosplay covers offhand? I know Dynamite's found some success doing them. They always seem weirdly cheesy to me. I know
people that like them.
Yeah,
they've told me they go out of their way. Like they will, if it's not at their store, they will go find it and order it and like pay for shipping. I don't get it. There's some of them that are very titillating. I'm going to give it that.
Yeah,
some of those cosplayers, like, you know what I'm saying?
They bring it. Yeah,
it's not all of them.
It's weird for me because most of those covers, like whenever there's like an actual, like it's a photograph of a person, if like a store gave it to me for free, I would forget it at the counter.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like I hate those kind of covers.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of it, but they do sell well. I mean, it's been a ticket item for them. Marvel's experimented with it at different times. I think they're about to do it again in a couple months. We're going to get the cosplay covers and kind of build.
We're going to get cat covers first.
We'll get cat covers first, and I'm curious if Marvel will have the cosplay covers with the mask on to support COVID. I don't know. You probably don't support it. Okay, so it's an average week. We've definitely seen better though. All right, so heading over to DC, and probably we got Rorschach 3-way. What do you have? This is a very immature show, Wes. I'm just throwing it out there.
I got questions. Okay,
you've got questions. What are your questions?
What the hell is Rorschach about? I've been reading this thing for a while now, for over half a year. I don't understand what the comic book is about. I've heard, and I believe that this is the correct interpretation, that it's a meta commentary on bad comic books. But is Tom King really the appropriate writer for a meta commentary on people making bad comic books? Like, I haven't even gotten any, depressed, I miss my mommy vibes from this book yet. I don't get what's going on.
I mean, it's a detective story set in the context and world of It's a detective story set in the
He's
context
just
of the world
jumping
of Watchmen.
scenes, though. You don't even know why he's doing the interviews.
But it's not important because it's the world of the Watchmen, a highly valuable IP for DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't quite understand the point of this book. It's got stuff in there. Pages have art on them and words. And then when you turn the pages, there's more of that. But beyond that, I'm not entirely sure what the point of the story is.
Okay.
And no, Rorschach is not black. That was the Rorschach that was in Doomsday Clock is black. This is the Rorschach, and this one is Frank Miller, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah. Previously Steve Ditko, now Frank Miller, and that's not a joke. Maybe, I don't know.
Yes.
Are we leading up to the Donny Cates Rorschach? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I want to. I want to see the Donny Cates Rorschach, or I mean, they don't have to keep it just men. We could get like the Gail Simone Rorschach, whatever. I mean, I put Wheezy in that thing. That would be fun.
Now we're talking.
Let's get Wheezy Rorschach.
Everybody wants that. Okay, but there's other things that we like here, right?
Are there?
Oh, absolutely. There's a couple books I'm loving right here. Batman Urban Legends. Unfortunately, It's like $8 or $10.
Yeah.
For one story that's 24 pages, but that Chip Zdarsky, Eddie Barrows Red Hood story has been awesome. Other than the fact that they made Jason Todd a murderer at the age of 8, I've loved every minute of it.
Okay. I'm like an American Vampire still. I appreciate that that's coming to a conclusion. I feel like that's an era that we get a cap to. That's been a fun story this time.
Right. Yeah.
Any others on here?
Speaking of Zdarsky, we got Justice League Last Ride. There's a Justice League book that we can read.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I like how you roll that out. Yeah, no, that I agree. Justice League Last Ride sounds like a good hook here. Sonic the Hedgehog 39 is in there.
Yeah, no, that's coming along. Well, Kanto.
Yes,
that one's It's got a different artist on there, same writer. Okay. I guess it's like an interlude until you get to the next miniseries. So if you keep that in mind, yeah, it's a good book, but it's got a little different flavors just as far as the look of it.
Okay, does that I don't know what Humanoids is doing.
Space Bastards, number 5.
Yeah, but that it just makes me think, like, wasn't that basically the Mark Miller book with Space Bandits?
Yeah,
that was wasn't that Kim and Kim?
It was very similar to Kim and Kim, but now this one's title is similar to that, but I don't know what the hell a Space Bastard is.
Lobo?
I guess, but I don't know. Whenever I think Lobo, I just think of a guy that really likes dolphins.
Yes, that's absolutely the first thing I think of with Lobo too. Yeah. You got the feeling he was having sex with those dolphins.
He was having sex with those dolphins.
Yeah, for sure. We've got the Festival of Heroes now. Oh,
good, a party.
Yeah, that's right. They're gonna have a party.
The Gala of Heroes.
Absolutely. I find it. Don't you? I never think it's that successful to do kind of you do an anthology for the Asian celebration. Like, wouldn't it make more sense to take these stories and then like use put them in as backup stories, or maybe just publish an actual comic with one of the Asian superheroes as a mini or an ongoing, by combining it all into one. You don't
anthology. Have to commit to anything, Perch, and you can say you did it.
No, that's true, but it always feels like it's like, hey, let's just cram everything in one package, shove it out the door, and never talk about this again. That's
because the cynical nature of myself says they want the press release and a write-up.
Sure.
And if you are publications that are outside of the comic sphere, so they can say they did it and then move on with their lives and make the comics that they want to make.
And don't you support this cause that's not actually going to a cause? It goes to a corporation, and it's not actually like the way these end up coming out a lot of the times is it almost sounds like it's like a benefit in a way, like come celebrate people, but it's like, oh, how are we going to do that? you give us money and you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, it's
It's
it's a very cynical approach, and it does feel like you can't have Cassandra Cain somehow, like just in a 4-issue series. Oh, Mumbles, you bastard! No celebration for you. Anyway,
My apologies.
oh, it's I just don't understand why. Like you've got these cool characters, and at what point does one of the places that they maybe get the press release at turn around and be like, "Hey, wait a minute, you tricked us. There's no comic here. You did it once." I don't know. It always feels very cynical, but all right. So moving along, second to last page here. Image has a few things coming out. There's some exciting stuff on here, right?
Yes, there is. There's a book right there called Time Before Time.
Oh yeah.
It's written by multiple people. I can't remember the main guy. The name escapes me, but it's like Looper, kind of.
Okay.
Like these guys are trying to escape their reality by like hijacking some type of time machine so they can go back and hide in the past. And I thought that sounded cool.
Yeah, I like the concept. I haven't seen the book yet, but I'm excited about the concept. I like Ice Cream Man. I think that's a perfectly good book.
Well, but the problem with Time Before Time is now it's just making me think of Cyndi Lauper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which makes me like 9 years old again, so it's good.
She's back in the book. That's the hero. Did you like Geiger? Number 1? Are you excited to see number 2?
That's a good question.
I didn't bother.
The art's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think I like it, but I'm not sure. There's a possibility that I like that comic book, but I'm gonna need to see more.
It's the art is phenomenal in that book, but it was strangely like I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot there. I'm anxious to move it.
It's
move
one
along.
of those weird things. We were just talking about it on the channel. World building's hard. You have to do it incrementally. You can't go too big too fast because then you're overwhelming people with information. But you want to have something exciting happening, and it feels like Jeff maybe missed it a little bit on that one. The balance wasn't right.
Yeah, it did. I don't know. It kind of makes me think that maybe when these comics are launching, they ought to go back to maybe having a double-sized first issue or doing a little bit more. Like I don't know. Whatever. There may be, but hey, your buddies over at Mad Cave have a couple. I've been liking Nottingham quite a bit.
Yeah,
I have been too. It's good.
Yeah.
The art on there is terrific. It's so exaggerated and over the top, and it feels like everybody's the bad guy. I'm starting to think like the sheriff is the good guy.
Right? Like,
yeah.
maybe he is.
That may be where it's going.
Stuff like the Robin Hood character feels much more like a Guy Fawkes, like anarchist type of character that they're using. He's got the mask and everything. And I'm feeling myself going, I think the sheriff's right. He should take all their heads.
Go capitalism. Oh wait. All right. Wait. We follow up with Marvel, and I loved it. I mean, the Fantastic Four comic is this is the legacy variant cover, but we're getting the wedding of Doom and Victorious. That's I think the pairing we get. But I like this one where Doom's just about to shoot somebody with a gun.
It's a good cover.
He's about to shoot you, the reader.
Yeah.
This is the kind of cover you wish it was like, a few decades ago and there was some like words on it where it's just like, if you don't buy this month's issue, Doom's going to murder you.
Exactly.
I don't know who the artist is, but there's like, you can see the mania in his eyes. That's a pretty good job with a character like
Kirby,
Dr. Doom.
Unless I miss my guess, that is Kirby, I think.
Yes, that is perfect. He looks entirely insane.
He looks like a mouth breather.
Yeah, he's
a mouth breather with a gun. You don't want to meet that guy in the alley.
No, that's
I love this. No, I love that cover. Which I think I'll like more than what's inside. Yeah, here you go. Mumbles will come over to your house and rip up your comics. Perfect. You're going to be a character on here before you know it, Mumbles. But there's some other. Okay, so how did you like the Wes? We haven't talked about this. Heroes Reborn #1. I didn't love it, but how did you like it?
It didn't suck. That subverted all expectations. The art was fantastic. They paid an inker, Perch,
They
made
did
it look
pay an inker.
better.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, if you want to see the Justice League fighting Marvel mashup characters for reasons, I don't know why the reasons. There wasn't a story. That was the problem. But otherwise, if you just wanted some mindless fun, it was perfectly fine.
There was some good pinup art there, and that for sure. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Mark Morales is a good inker. He's one of the few inkers that Marvel has that works fairly consistently there. What was it? But yeah, it's a very it's a comic for idiots. If you're a very stupid person, you're going to be really compelled by the plot of this book. It's very like Blade's just walking around. Like the amount that Blade felt he needed to explain to you made me think Blade thought I was stupid.
He does. Yeah, I think Blade does think everyone is stupid.
It was very, it's like, and he's just strolling around talking about stuff there's no possible way he could know. There was a lot of that
2 weeks ago, but I know the current state of every character that you're wondering about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Juggernaut took that. Like, Juggernaut's not the title you get when you have the Sycorax stone. That was like that was when he decided to call himself. You don't just go Dr. Juggernaut. Like, is Dr. Doom a moron? Like, is he just like, now I'm Dr. Juggernaut? Like,
he got some brass knuckles or some silver knuckles there with Doom written on them. So I mean,
yeah, it was that. Between that and
that's Ed McGuinness elevating the story, fellas.
That's true.
Was it the Black Skull with the symbiote with I mean, this kind of stuff. It's just like a particularly dumb 8-year-old came up with these concepts. Like not even like a reasonably intelligent 8-year-old. A dumb 8-year-old was just, what if Venom was black, Red Skull? And it's like, oh my god, like leave me alone. Go sit at another lunch table. Get your toys away from mine.
I appreciate Jero. I like your callback to Falcon Winter Soldier there. That's awesome. Yeah. There's some. You guys are bringing it in the chat today. Thank you very much.
Now that's actually a case where there's a word for that.
Yes.
I would hate to find a civilization that does have a word. Oh yeah, we just call that this.
Yeah. It's a good time. To a question, what are those? Are those sentinels behind Doom? No, that's how the Doombots used to look. I'm not sure why.
They used to look like sentinels?
That's what his Doombots used to look kind of like that, with the weird little, I don't know.
Well, I guess Latvians under the full moon turn into Doombots. I don't know. Maybe it's that.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
reading classic Fantastic Four is when you see Jack Kirby just go to town on some weird science stuff. It's just like the designs that he does are fantastic.
Yeah. I hope that there are a lot of stories of times where Jack's like, I spent all this time and did this gorgeous splash page of all the sciencey stuff that Reed Richards is working on, and that they turned around and went, "That's great, Jack. We're 2 weeks late. Let's can we pick up the pace a little bit?"
Others that we get the first issue of 5 of X Corp. Are you excited for this?
I'm excited for my channel. You know what I'm saying?
But no,
I know what you mean. Yes,
that's assuming that there's anything about it to even talk about.
Yeah,
there's no way that Team Howard's not going to give me something with the 5-issue mini. Although if it's like the covers, it's going to be excessively boring.
Yeah.
It's just office intrigue and corporate espionage, which is what I want in my my mutant super powered action book.
Yeah, we'll see.
Step up from a party.
I'm
it might be an office party. We don't know yet.
X Factor's giving us the Lily Cheney or Dazzler. Can't quite tell, or maybe the same concert. So we're getting a concert before the gala, because if you're going to go into a 12-part storyline about a gala, you should definitely have a concert issue first.
Okay, can I rant about something for a second here? Because this really pisses me off.
Okay.
How are there like 37 Wolverines, but there's only one singer in the whole fucking universe? It's like, oh, we're all going to the Dazzler concert. Dazzler. And it's like, who's going to go to the Dazzler concert? Wolverine.
Children of the Atom.
You couldn't have like, isn't there one more singer? I mean, fuck.
Couldn't someone's mutant ability be to be like just a badass singer?
I mean,
if Eminem is coming to this stupid gala, can't like that? Couldn't they go to like a Carly Rae Jepsen concert or something? Jeez.
Uh-oh. Lila Cheney.
Yeah, Lila Cheney. Yeah. So that's two.
Or Billy Elliot. Go to do a Billy Elliot concert. Do that. But like, these are like the only like everyone. There's this
Billy Elliot, the dancing kid.
No, Billy Eilish. That's it. Sorry,
Billy Eilish. Yeah, Billy Elliot, the dancing kid, would be
that's the dancing.
Billy Elliott's like the little kid that wants to be in a musical, right? And he's
yeah. I worked at a video store for a long time.
I think he might have become like the guy from Kingsman, right?
I think
is that him?
I think so.
Oh my god!
And then wasn't he? He was also Elton John in that in the Rocket Man movie. Yeah.
How far he's come? Like
that's
Bale.
We almost have more mutants who can make clothes than sing.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. But I'm waiting with it's on my list of things to review. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. As he points out, they can resurrect any dead singer for the party. I mean, so why not a reunion of the Beatles for the Hellfire Gala?
Yeah.
I'm just saying they could do it.
Yul Carter with the mic drop. Rick Jones can jam, baby.
Yeah. Bring Tupac back.
There you go. Tupac and Biggie. Go.
Yeah. That would be great. I mean, fuck, why not?
Or fuck all that and just have Nas. Come on.
Or don't have singing issues at all. But well, okay. So 81 comics next week. We're up 15, so we're trending in that direction that Joe really likes. 15 big comics from Marvel and 13 from DC, so quite a bit. And only weirdly more new comics, but only 16 number one issues next week. So
good.
Yeah. How's that? They're getting their act together. That's cool. Zombie Tramp came in third, unfortunately. So
that's still for Zombie Tramp. That is not bad at all. And Wonder Woman's only going to stay that numbering for so long until someone else comes around and is like, we need to give it a number one with legacy numbering and miniseries numbering. So that way people can buy like, it's issue 783 of Wonder Woman, which is part, 7 of 13, but part 1 of this section of the arc. So
bringing Melissa McCarthy on Wonder Woman, we got to get a number one out of this.
God damn it. You guys are just feeding terrible ideas all over the place. All right. So next week with manga, there's a handful of things. It's given me, I think, one of my favorite titles of a book. I Think Our Son is Gay. I like how
I've been reading with my son.
I like how this comic just goes out. I Think Our Son is Gay by Square Enix Publishing. Japan gives us the best titles.
I wish it was I Think Our Son is Gay by Your Mom. That would be that'd be a great book. They should do that.
I like A Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow.
Got to get to the point, baby. That's what's wrong with the Western comics. They're beating around the bush. The title need to explain what the book is.
I love these. I absolutely love. Something's wrong with us. Okay, Standing on 1 Million Lives. Anyway, yeah. Japan brings the best titles. I think this is going to have to be a completely new feature. What would you pick anything out? What would you pick up here, Wes? If you were sitting here facing these 10 comics, would you buy any of these, or what are you buying?
I would read Yokai Watch with my son. Absolutely. If it was for me,
Yeah.
the tropical fish yearns for the snow. There's no doubt.
That's gotta be. What about you, Joe? What are you liking?
I mean, I'm very intrigued by I Think Our Son Is Gay. I have no idea what to expect from that, oddly. But you see, I would probably try to arrange these in a certain way so it sounds like a sentence, like, by the grace of gods, I think our son is gay, standing on 1 million lives. Like,
Something's wrong with
turn
us.
these, yeah. Fly me to the moon. Something's wrong with us. Like,
this is just good comedy every single week. Well, okay, so we got the reveal of the Hellfire Gala, and celebs showing up there. I got the most panicked. Like, they're really putting Bill Cosby. No, these are fake. I did these. They're not real. Eminem is real, but the rest of these are not real.
okay, hold on.
Yeah,
They haven't announced all the celebrities that are showing up at the Hellfire Gala.
true. There's a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein will show up.
You know what's the worst part
Sure.
about this, Perch?
What is the worst part?
It's already out of date. They just announced the follow-up story arc. It's the trial of Magneto.
Yeah.
Oh, and Rudy's going to represent him.
Oh, he's fucked. It's, oh no.
He needs Vinny.
I would
great.
give them so much. That Biden, when I was putting these together, I think I was talking with you, Joe, while I was putting these together, as I
You
recall.
were.
And they were coming along okay. And then that Biden Storm one was the one that I as I recall, I ended on because it just I was able to find that cartoon of Biden that fit the drawing of Storm. I mean, it went together so nicely.
It did. No, this is
When you make
God.
the Sistine Chapel, you retire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You call it a day. I encourage people to use these as much as they would like, and especially if you want to really confuse X-Men fans, just start throwing this stuff out.
Well, yeah, maybe what was it? We're supposed to see global leaders at this too. So like Biden will probably show up. Well, they could do like an anniversary, like you know how they had like the Obama Spider-Man cover where he's like swinging with Obama. Maybe like Spider-Man can like gently help him across the street while like kind of like holding him on like the side, like kind of being
we
like
need the J. Scott Campbell Biden over Mary Jane's shoulder as she's looking kind of sexy and sniffing her with Spider-Man in the background.
There we go.
Yeah.
Then we
And
could
Spider-Man's
upset everybody.
Yeah, especially when everyone notices how into it Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
Just looking.
Yeah.
These are all Photoshop. I didn't actually draw anything, but people keep pointing out that Storm's too young or too old for Biden. But in reality, Storm was resurrected like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, she's 2 weeks old.
She's 2 weeks old, so it's fine.
So yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's total. There's nothing weird about that. All joking aside, do you think this brings sales?
No.
I think it might drive people away.
Yeah, so it may bring anti-sales.
I checked this the other day. I mentioned this to Perch. Does anyone remember that dumb idea that Marvel had? Hold on, I'm going to narrow it down. Don't worry. Okay. Of making J.J. Abrams' son write a comic that, of course, no one was going to be interested in reading. Like any idiot could have told you that.
Yeah,
the million sale comic.
Yeah, it's only been in trade for like less than. I think it was like less than 2 months when I checked, and it is already on Amazon's like list. It's at like the 575,000th. It's just selling garbage. It's just like
it's not a sprint, Joe.
What a catastrophe! What an overwhelming catastrophe that book was.
Oh, absolutely. So you're saying this has the potential to be similar?
Here's the thing. I don't know if it could be worse than that because they definitely paid JJ and his son more.
Yeah. And then JJ wound up signing with Warner Media now looks like he's going to be doing the DC Expanded Universe. So that was money well spent.
Yeah, no, that was great cultivating, guys. That was a good job. Good job,
Who
team.
thought that having a Peter Parker with one hand that hated his son and was mean to him wouldn't resonate with fans?
How
This
could
is the
you let
Peter
your
Parker I always wanted?
How could you let your son write that and be like, "There's probably no problems at home. We're
Oh, I like
probably
where
good."
I like where you're going with this, kid. Is this me?
This is good. We're good.
Yeah, as we pointed out, Invincible, the 184th best-selling book of all books on Amazon
Yeah.
right now. And very, very close behind, and they keep trading, actually, is this Batman Fortnite pre-order.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how well those two go. Well, are there any celebrities and people in the chat, are there any celebrities that you guys are looking forward to seeing show up?
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy's your go-to tonight.
It's got to be her in her Thunder Force outfit because she's a superhero now. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
Steve Kornacki.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna get
Love
Steve
Steve Kornacki.
Kornacki. We're gonna get Rachel Maddow. We're gonna get Patton Oswalt.
No, but I mean, who would you like to see?
Oh, I don't want to see anybody.
No.
I want to see X-Men.
I want X-Men in my count. You know, if I want to see a celebrity, they're everywhere. I can go on Twitter. I can put on a movie. I could go on YouTube. They're not hard to find. They want you to find them, and they're very accessible.
Yeah. I saw some people on Twitter complaining, saying, "Well, they're not going to put Trump in here." And to that, I'm like,
I disagree.
They're not going to put Trump in this thing. And why would you want Trump in this thing?
I think they're not going to let him into the party.
You think they'll have a panel where he doesn't get into the party?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It could happen.
People still talk about him.
So you're thinking that there will be a panel where like X-Force is keeping him out of the party. You're like, nah, sorry, no, this is not a real invitation. Fake news.
Could happen.
Could happen. I'm with you. I think it could happen. I don't want that to happen, but
I don't see them, if they do anything like what I think will probably happen is you might see the current president, and I think that would be it. I don't think and I think it would just be a panel.
Yeah.
Like I think you're going to see like dignitaries from all around. Like I think you have a better chance of seeing like.
We need Meghan Merkel, right? Or is it Markle?
Markle, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we need. She's a world leader. She's a celebrity, and she's royalty. It's like three. That's the Trinity right there.
It's going to be really, really disturbing when they have the subplot.
Harry's stuck in the car.
Well, no, I was going to say the subplot of Queen Elizabeth, collaborating with Mr. Sinister to bring back Prince Philip.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's going to be really messed up, guys. I'm not ready for that.
No, that's a bad plan.
I don't want that. Or we might get Oprah.
Yeah. Okay.
But honestly, we're not real. I don't think we're going to get too many interesting celebrities. Because these are going to be people that are going to actually sign a thing and probably agree to like tweet about it once or twice or post about it on Instagram. And I don't think a lot of people want to do that.
No, I think they're going to have a hard time putting that together.
If you are rolling out Ira Glass and Conan O'Brien
as your lead,
if that's how you're leading, then no, you didn't get that many big names.
Yeah, I don't know how this all comes together, but it's odd. But what's weird is a lot of the people who have done this, a lot of the writers. I mean, I've heard them complain about kind of cheap gimmicks in the past. Mm-hmm. Several of the writers who are writing this event, and this idea of like a one-panel celebrity cameo. But then again, none of this seems like it's being decided by the writers. This feels like it's coming from further up.
Yeah, it's coming from further up and somehow far more out of touch. Like, like DC's with the Batman Fortnite. We got to stop them. Get Ira Glass on the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay. Ira Glass isn't enough. We got Conan.
We got him on retainer.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for this moment.
You kids are going to lose it when Brian Posehn comes out.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to make for good videos for US?
Yeah.
You think people will be into this? And
I was like, how am I going to cover this damn thing? It's 12 issues, 4 weeks, so it's got to be 3 issues a week. I can't do 3 reviews. separately. I'm just gonna have to roll them up into one, but I think it'll do well. And then when Doc bitches about it on Sunday,
Okay.
it'll be even better.
All
so I'm
right.
gonna get 2 of those, and if it's bad enough, I'll get a talk about it on Aficionados, and I'll get three videos out of it.
Well, there you go.
You got to do a fake video with Doc where he says, like, you know what? I got to eat some
like
crow
it.
on this one because
Oh, you absolutely need to.
this was a
Funny thing, on the way home, I opened the comic book. I was wrong. It's kind of good.
I was wrong, and I'm a man, and I'm a man of my word. And when I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. And like, just go all in. Just
You absolutely should. Yeah, yeah, that's the perfect way to do that. So, speaking of which, because we had you on, Wes, I want to talk to you because I don't know if you get the same thing. I get a lot of mail and comments. People they want to talk about the channel and running a channel, and I just want to have a little bit of a conversation with you. I mean, Joe's been on both of our shows plenty. We have a good time. I don't know about you, but at least for me, and you know this, I did this channel somewhat by accident. There was not a clear plan. I think that is clear when you watch the videos, but it's not. People will ask, like, I'll get a lot of requests for, number one, can I promote other channels for them? Number two, how can I give some of my subscribers to someone else? Do people ask this of you? Like, what has been your experience now running a channel?
If you want to make a YouTube channel, decide what you want to talk about. Just make a YouTube channel, and you'll figure it out along the way. Was my experience. But the most important, the key thing is, along the way, you need to make friends, start up a little network. That way, you can work together.
Yeah.
People don't know this. You and I have been talking together for a very long time.
Yes.
And you would say, I'm having trouble in this area. And I was like, listen, I did some research. There's the articles I did, and this is how I'm doing it. It's working. And then maybe you would incorporate that into some of the stuff you were doing behind the scenes on your channel. And then you would give me feedback, and we've gotten better. And then, obviously the subscriber counts went over. We did collaborations as the channels got bigger, and we were able to help each other grow. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. Have a good network, have some friends, and get Joe, because he's ratings gold for both of us.
Yes.
I
Joe
don't
can
know
talk
why.
about anything. He can talk about fashion. He can talk about comic books. He can talk about movies. He can talk about pets. Anything.
We can do a pitch for the next video game comic book. Like, go for it, Joe. Give us a next video game comic book crossover.
They should do if DC really wants to hit that like 90s market, they should do a comic book adaptation of the video game adaptation of the comic adaptation of the Death and Return of Superman.
Perfect. It's gold. See, you got a million of these. It's perfect.
Printing money.
Exactly. Well, you had one, Perch, that was good. Etta Candy Crush.
Yeah, exactly.
That was good. I was throwing a few around with you the other day too, like Mortal No Combat.
Yeah.
Well, we saw that in Ten of Swords.
Yeah, that was Ten of Swords. We're going to do a full video on this, I think. Yeah. So, but it's one thing that strikes me is I get people saying, and I can't tell if it's a mix of jealousy or kind of what it is like, well, how'd you get so much content? Why are you why are people subscribing to your channel and doing this? And I've been working really hard for last year, and I go over to the channel and they like publish infrequently, maybe a video every other week. And it's like, well, that seems like the biggest one. You're nodding there, Wes. Is that
if you're gonna do one video a week, it better be a damn good video. It better be the exact same time every single week, like appointment viewing.
Yeah.
That's how people know that your channel is there, is when they can start expecting the content to be there. If you're going to do 2 videos a day, try to do it the same time twice a day. If you're going to do 2 videos a week, you gotta be, that's how you get traction. That's how you build up even these streams. If you just do your streams anytime that you feel like it, unless you're like some type of pseudo celebrity, it's going to be really hard. People need to know when you're going to be live, when your content is available.
Yeah, no, I imagine you need that schedule, and especially these channels that do it like every day. Like, that's easy for me, like Cartoonist Kayfabe and Near Mint Condition and stuff like that, because I can check in at some point during the day, and I know there's going to be new content, and then I can decide if I want to watch the video or not. And a lot of times I usually do, especially if they're short videos. Like, even if it's something I'm not terribly interested in, I'm like, I'm in the middle of something, I can put it on the background for 10 minutes. That's fine. Or it's like being entertaining and just having a genuine love and interest of, sort of all this stuff. Like, was it Mad Dog Comics? He just broke 3K subs the other day. He's a UK guy, and he's super like enthusiastic and into comics, and it really shows. And again, he's another one where it's like, not every video is something that I'm necessarily gonna love or would normally watch, but because it's him and the way he delivers it and talks about it, and again, video length also comes into it. But I'll put it on, I'll give it a like, and support that kind of stuff.
I think, and I think there's another factor. If you're doing this and you just want to put out videos, you just want to talk to people, you just want to have fun, then stop giving a shit about the subs. Just do your thing, and it doesn't matter, and be comfortable with that. And I think there's plenty of people who are like that. Or you could take my approach. You just flood the market, which is much shit as humanly possible, that you choke out everybody else.
For as much as you complain about Marvel's strategy, you sure have implemented it too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Between flooding the market and your variant thumbs.
I can't seem to. I mean, I drive and I go places, and usually that's 4 videos easy while I'm just on the road. So if I'm on the road, I go to the storage unit to grab some stuff for Joe, and that's 4 videos there and back. And so then it just starts to stack up. And I feel like a huge asshole when I put up a video where I'm talking about something that is now out of date. So then I just start shoving the stuff out more. It's weird. But this guy, You Murdered That Guy, has a channel, and he says it well. Don't get sucked into the trap of chasing subs and likes. I don't. Wes, you and I have chalked plenty. I don't care. And frankly, I don't know about for you, but YouTube's counting of like my subs and stuff is a complete giant ass mystery to me. I
find everything confusing. LK also asked, "How do you get out of Shadow Bay jail?" I don't know. I don't know how I got there. There are clear moments when something happened where YouTube changed whatever they were doing. They got mad at me. I know I've had a few videos demonetized over time. I've never had a strike. I've asked for feedback. I've never gotten that either.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden everything will change. And then 3 weeks later, maybe I'm back on the good graces. You gotta understand the rules, play with them the best you can. If you flirt on the edges, you're still gonna get in trouble. They do not enforce them to the letter. It's the strangest thing in the world. But if you get obsessed with the subs, and
you get weird,
and people are gonna send you emails asking you to buy subs and stuff like that, then you're gonna do that and waste your money.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many subs you have. It's the viewers. What's the interaction that you're getting? Are people enjoying your content? When they watch it, do they want to talk to you about it? That's
exactly.
what you want.
Yeah. Don't buy subs. I will tell you, you can do it and it's fine. But number one, they're probably going to get taken away from you because they do run periodic sweeps, I believe, to get the bots out of there. And two, you're getting the number, but nobody's watching your videos. That's why you see some of these channels with like 50,000 subs, and then they do live streams where 20 people are watching.
Mumbles has a great point here. This is great advice for anyone who wants less than 20,000 subs. That's exactly who we're talking about. If you want to see like Perch myself.
It is a lot of people would kill for
this isn't a bad
10K subs. But sort of I wanted to build on what you guys were saying too with part of it is also not developing a brand that's super predictable.
Yes.
Like I think both of you have done a lot of reviews that you wouldn't assume maybe that either of you would have liked that particular comic or hated that particular comic or whatever it is. If you get into the habit where you have a very clear if you are showing that your hand all the time and everyone knows exactly what you're going to say on everything, they're going to tune out because they don't have to watch anymore because they already know your opinion.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true, and I think that is a trap because one of the traps people get into, and then we're getting back to comics. But I wondered with Wes here. I wanted to chat about this because we get this question all the time. It's very tempting. You get a video, and a bunch of people like watch it. You get some spike numbers, and you're like, "Oh, this is very exciting." People are super into Deadpool's butt, and then you're like, "Let me do 8 more videos on Deadpool's butt." And you just then you become the Deadpool butt channel, and nobody wants that.
I had something similar happen to me.
Yeah.
One of my first videos that did well was about the predictions that Captain Marvel, because of Brie Larson's press tour, they were lowering the box office expectations. And the video did very well.
Yeah.
For my channel at the time. Maybe I had 200 subscribers, maybe less, I'm not sure. And I was definitely tempted. And I did make a couple more Captain Marvel movie videos, but by the time I was done, I think I made 3 in total. I was like, I'm not doing that again. And I know that when people come and watch this, they can tell I actually don't care.
Yeah.
I found the first video interesting to talk about, but then on the follow-ups, it's like I'm not enthusiastic or excited or even all that interested in this.
For sure. You sounded like I did when I was reviewing Iron Man 2020 #5. Your soul is gone at that point, and you're just going through the motions in life. I'll say this as an honest motivation for me, and this is going to sound like very dark perhaps, but at some point I'll be dead, and then this will be a nice archive for my kids to listen to Dad. So
there you go.
That's a weird little. I would be lying if I said that wasn't probably a major motivation for all of it.
No, that's nice. It's just like how sometimes you have like a voicemail from someone that's died on your phone and you can't delete it because it's nice to listen to every once in a while because life's really sad. It's like that.
Yeah, it's just like that. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like that. Well, okay. Well,
my boys are getting my comic collection and my YouTube channel.
This will just spend a couple seconds on, but comic conversations online. I felt this page from Crossover really seemed to fit kind of the general tone of conversations that happen online around comics. What do you think?
It's a muddled mess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it depends on where you have it.
It's a muddled mess filled with mostly people you couldn't care less fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This to me is the perfect illustration of most comic conversation online.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have the thing? You get people that show up sometimes in your comments, Wes, that are just they're clearly just wanting to pick a fight. What do you do?
Well, I have rules. If we're talking about my YouTube channel, if you curse at me or you say some type of very mean name at one of my guests, you're not gonna. Your comments are going to be removed. Like you got to have rules on that stuff. For the most part, at the beginning of the channel, I somewhat took it personally. Like I've had people say that I'm a xenophobe. Yeah, which is absolutely insane, Perch. You know why it's insane?
Yeah,
I don't live in America.
For multiple reasons.
With my Asian wife and my Asian kids. Like that's the most. So you want to respond to that and be like, "Hey, dumbass." You know how stupid you're making yourself look, but at the end of the day. Why feed the fire? I try to ignore it the best I can. If there's something truly stupid and I could clown them a little bit, sometimes I'll respond and then pin the damn thing so everybody else can clown them. They look really dumb, but they haven't broken the rules. But if you're talking about like on Twitter or something, then it's whatever you say is going to be taken out of context, and then you just can't. You got to ignore it.
How do you navigate it, Joe?
Oh, I mean, I get weird.
Joe gets the best comments.
Yeah, there was one. Yeah, there are so many weird comments that have come my way, but mostly it's fine. I'm a lot of times I don't care because here's the thing: if someone's saying something about you that isn't true, you don't care because they're wrong, and they're wrong. And who gives a shit? It's that kind of stuff. But yeah, if someone genuinely wants to like, it's tough feeling it out. Like every once in a while, someone seems like they're genuinely open to something, and you chime in, and then sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. But
yeah,
but yeah.
Like, how do you deal with the mumbles, really?
There's only one day we deal with mumbles, and that's a hide user from channel. I don't know what you're thinking here, Perch, but you're a nicer man than I am.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's weird because you get that stuff, and it's not just on YouTube. It's on
for sure.
Obviously, like things can get heated on Twitter sometimes. I don't know if people know that.
Amazing.
But but yeah, if someone is saying something crazy that doesn't apply, like a lot of times it's easier to ignore it. If someone's genuinely interested in talking, fine. But also you have to respect your own time, because you're also not obligated to speak to every single person who wants to have a conversation. Damn, I was just about to make my joke about how the Youngbloods actually recently blocked Savage Dragon on Twitter.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We'll do that. So what the hell? So Rob Liefeld blocked Eric Larson.
Yeah.
I think people should take that little bit of information and tuck it deep into their hearts. So the next time you're feeling a little salty that Dan Slott has blocked you, just remember Rob Liefeld has blocked Eric Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't blame it. It happens.
It's just like, yeah,
Rob Liefeld, for as cool as he is, he does not take a lot of feedback that isn't positive well.
That might be true. I don't know. Half the time when I'm either liking or responding to comments, like I'm out for like a jog and I will stop and then I will quickly like a bunch of stuff and kind of respond very quickly. So that puts it in context for me. And the only thing that I'll just say for the people who really hate this stuff is you're leaving all those negative comments that my daughter's going to have to see one day when I'm dead. So think about that.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. 100% correct.
Well, it leads well into this. Try this out. Okay, we got 3 pieces of dialogue. Wes, we do a couple of these contests, but Joe hasn't seen this one either because this is relatively new. What I'm looking for you is which of these 3 pages has the weirdest, clunkiest dialogue. Are you ready? And Joe, by all means, want your opinion, certainly the chat.
Sure.
Yeah, so we get this first one that just was posted to, I just posted this yesterday. This is from this week's Amazing Spider-Man. Here we have the Beetle zapping Madame Mask, and she's pissed for a lot of reasons, but in particular for not accepting her LinkedIn request.
I don't find this weird. I think that's, if someone doesn't accept your LinkedIn request, it's like, it's time to throw it out.
You should zap them.
It's an affront to anything. If you did that and you were on a reality TV show, sparks would be flying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. You're saying this a legitimate way. By the way, no, this is not an edit. This is the current issue of Amazing Spider-Man. There's no edits here. This is actual dialogue. Joe, nobody can believe this. I do the edits too well. What do you think? Is this does Becstar say this at some point while she's shooting somebody?
No. There's not a lot of banter in the middle of murder because that's not how murder works.
Yeah. I just watched the John Wick movies a lot, and I noticed that while he was shooting people, he was not, commenting on like their belts or their clothing,
or their lack of responding to his LinkedIn request, which would make sense because they actually are like basically this like weird union of assassins. So
you didn't share my Facebook post. Die.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I think John Wick could say that. Like, you didn't, whatever the assassin social network is, like that could be. Like, why didn't you like my tweet?
Killed in or something? It's got to have a good name, right?
Yeah. Kill book. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. All right. Okay. Next, an older one. Here's Superman saying, I'll kill you to death.
Feels repetitive.
How's it? I'll kill you to death.
That feels almost reminiscent of the X-Men arcade game where with Magneto, where he'd be like, kill you, X-Men, welcome to die, and all that stuff. Like that's what that makes me think of. Or how Pyro will burn you to toast.
If I were the editor of this page, it would say, I'll kill you until you die from it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
If he dies, he dies.
I do think if now, in fairness, if Superman is coming at you and he's using his heat vision here, not the healing vision that he has from Superman 4, which Ryan and I had to go through earlier today. This is his killing vision. Monarch has got to be pissing himself at this point, right? Because if Superman's running at you saying, I'll kill you to death, you are fucked.
Well, here's the thing, though, because this is quickly remedied by Superman's super heart massage.
That's true. That's true.
So after he kills him, he just gives him that super heart massage, and he's back in a jiffy.
Yeah.
It's also weird to think of Superman wanting to kill somebody, but he's in the black suit. It's probably not the Smallville Clark Kent that we all love.
No, he's had a couple drinks. He's in no mood. Do you both have seen Superman 4, right?
Oh yeah.
When I was about 8 or 9, but I knew at that point I was never going to watch it again.
I had memory hold this, and I don't know if people in the chat remember as well. There is a scene where Superman repairs the Great Wall of China with his repair vision. Do you remember that?
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a weird power.
Well, that was probably taken from what was it? That the pilot episode of the Transformers cartoon. Yeah. Where that stupid robot with the laser was just going around like repair, and just shooting that laser to repair all the damaged Transformers. They probably just took that.
I also had the feeling in that same movie. So in Superman 2, we get the new Superman power we hadn't seen before, which was basically
the chest thing, and he throws his logo, and you get covered in Saran wrap.
Well, there's that one. There's that one, but I'm thinking of the Kiss Roofie, where he basically pulls a forget me now on Lois by kissing her and forgets all this stuff. In the 4th movie, he actually needs Lois's advice on something, and he steps off the building with her to reveal that he's Superman. That's how he chose her. He just pushes her kind of off a building. He then gets her advice and then does the kiss forget me now again to basically kiss mind wipe. You get the feeling in Superman 4 that he's used that power a bunch. We didn't see the movies of that.
Well, I also like that that's the one that like Christopher Reeves had like story input in.
Yeah. He wanted to go back to the roofie kiss.
Yeah, that was good.
Is that what's the second prequel trilogy movie? Is that one Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones, yeah.
When Obi-Wan is talking to Jango Fett, and Jango Fett says, "Always nice to meet a Jedi," and you know that he's murdered a bunch of Jedi. Yeah. You don't have to show it. It's quite clear. Absolutely. Yeah. He's been roofing girls with his kiss for a long time.
He has. Yeah. I get the feeling that anytime Superman's bored and horny, he uses the old forget me now kiss. And yeah.
Now I want that Christopher Reeve Superman at that awful Attack of the Clones diner.
Yeah.
Just that horrible bit. That'd be that would have elevated the Superman 4.
He could have been fighting himself in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, speaking of kissing, it leads us to our third one. And then again, this is not edited. This is from Avengers number 4. Mark Waid, I believe, wrote this, featuring the she kisses Sam in the panel that's not seen. And then this is the follow-up that you taste like I imagine a Captain America to taste.
And you taste like a goddess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one's a bigger compliment? I'm going to go with tasting like Captain America. He looks flavorful.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Does Captain America taste like apple pie, or does he taste like a Warren Catcher's mitt?
What is it?
What is going on here?
Tastes like freedom.
You taste like World War II and aftershave and old music. I don't know. Like what?
Tastes like cigarettes and jazz. I like it.
You taste like Frank Sinatra punching some broad in the mouth.
That's exactly. I don't think this. Keep in mind, this is in the first few months of Sam as Captain America, and then people at Marvel were like, well, "I don't know why people didn't accept Sam as Captain America. It must be racism." Maybe there are other reasons. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you labeled it as tasting like Captain America.
Yeah,
like the old Captain America. Like, did you wash the suit, man? It's kind of gross.
It's very gross. What do you think? So, what do you guys say? 3 panels. What do you think's the weirdest dialogue we got here? We got kissing. You taste like Captain America. We're gonna kill you to death. We got you didn't LinkedIn. You didn't respond to my LinkedIn. What's the weirdest dialogue?
Tastes like Captain America for me. This is it's hot. You know what I mean? It's hot.
Is it though?
I feel like feel like Paris Hilton here. I like it.
Okay.
I think 3 too, but the first one's definitely a strong contender.
I've seen stuff like that at work. When I was in the military, I literally would have to take people in a room and like, what is wrong? Why can't you work together today? They denied my Facebook friend request. It's like, are you shitting me? We're trying to save the world here. You're talking about Facebook requests? Get the hell out of here.
I'm thinking of the three. I can see this line being thrown out in a Marvel movie, the LinkedIn request. I can see at some point some Zack Snyder Superman where he's going to kill somebody to death. I can't picture in Thor, Love and Thunder. I can't picture this line, rolling out where Jane Foster is talking to Anthony Mackie and she's like, "You taste like Captain America." I don't know. But anyway, fun. Okay.
The dialogue we love.
We got one more. Oh, intentional or not? Okay, so we get another one. Oh, we went too fast there. Joe, we've got you for about 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
Let's get this. Okay, so intentional or not. Three times. Again, these are unedited. These are real panels. Here we go. Now, the joke here, Wes, is was the artist and writer having fun at the comic's expense? Did they realize what was going on, or was this unintentional comedy that's aged badly? And here's our first one, where Mr. Mind recovers and is going to crawl down into Flash's butt.
Got to be intentional. That's one of your worst nightmares. Is that like a gerbil?
This is a worst nightmare. I agree.
That's not Richard Gere's worst nightmare.
Apparently not. Yeah, you don't want anything, crawling down your shirt and going up your butthole. So, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me. I'm going to say it's intentional. I think the artist is trying to cause a sense of dread that this little man is going for your keister.
How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I feel like that's unintentional.
Yeah, but the artist drew that butt more distinct than
it's pointing at the reader, like, "Hey, I'm here."
No, well, I think he's trying to. Whoever was the artist is pointing the butt to move your eye to the next panel.
Oh, it's like when they use the finger.
Yeah, that's how I whenever I'm trying to direct comics, I always try to keep the eye moving to the next panel, and so I get it.
Yeah,
is that what the notes say?
Yeah,
we need him to go to this panel, so make sure you point the ass here.
Yeah, I believe it.
The character's crawling up the back, but the artist did decide to, they could have framed this panel in many different ways, but they did decide to give a healthy Flash butt. See for people. So Jeff Thorne had to duck out again. He missed the butts twice, is what's happening here. All right, how about this one with Superman here?
Swoosh! I'm stiffening up. Got to grab that. Ooh.
Yeah,
that's not good. He's kind of covered in stuff here.
Yeah, sploosh. Yeah.
That's definitely unintentional, but it's amazing. I'll give it. My goodness.
Yeah,
it looks like he was at a dock party. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
it feels mostly unintentional. Maybe that sploosh was a little hee, but
well, they drew speed lines coming out of there as well. I mean, it's but you're going unintentional again. Okay. Yeah, he's stiffening up. Got to grab that hook. I don't know. That dialogue is suspect to me. All right. How about our last one here?
Go to him, Mandy. You need Dick now more than ever. Oh yes.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie. This was stolen from Cinemax.
I've seen this movie too.
Yeah.
What do you say, Joe?
This might be intentional.
It's gotta be, right? The writer read his words. Is like, I know exactly how this reads. Or perhaps the reader won't pick up on it.
I mean, it's older, but it's from the late 70s. So I think, the argument that Dick was a name that, it didn't have that connotation to it. I think we'd entered into the time when, you need Dick more than ever. I don't know.
Listen, I'm going to say that the writers in the 70s were fun people, and they said, you know what? This guy's character name is Dick. We got to have Dick jokes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
That's why Dan Didio wanted to get rid of him. Isn't that why he wanted to kill him all those years? Because he was tired of the Dick jokes.
Yes, that could be.
Yeah, he was the chief of the fun police.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan, when he was at DC.
Lane is Lane is asking, how long do I spend time? Surprisingly, very little time. It is.
He remembers all of this. He's read everything.
Yes, I know. It is very easy to find unintentional comedy panels. There is plenty there. But anyway, it's some good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So this is, in Mumble's words, this is time for the old people comic segment here, where we got a bunch of comics that have come out in this week in previous years. So it's a fun time. This is usually where Joe gets some good memories, but he's going to leave us here in a second. So
True. But yeah, I could do a page probably. So
do a few just to subvert expectations. I mean, these were all comics that came out in the past years this week. Some pretty big ones. Power Pack. I mean, Ninja Turtles right there.
Yeah.
Did you collected some of these? I'm sure.
I wish I had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1.
Yeah.
What was the print run on that? Like 2000?
Like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've read that. Yeah.
Yeah. Power Pack was a weird book. That
is this Whitley's Power Pack?
No. No, they look like actual children.
Oh, well, if it's not Whitley's Power Pack, it ain't shit.
Okay. How about, but you got Gru there. You have Spider-Man who's looks like he's about to straight up murder the Red Ghost, and for that he'd be a hero.
Yeah, the Red. Why Red Ghost? Why exist?
They just trotting back those monkeys. Even Hickman brought the Red Ghost back into the picture.
Ugh, but he's so just dumpy looking.
Doesn't Shredder die in TMNT #1?
Kinda. Like I feel like it was kind of ambiguous. Like he fell off the building, but it was kind of like it's easy enough to kind of get like they acted like he was dead, but
he wasn't really the bad guy for the first bit, right?
Well, they ended up going to like another dimension and all that, or planet. It went weird places very quickly.
Yeah, he quickly came back, and I think that was their plan. I want to say, but it's hard
the Turtles murdered the shit out of everybody back then.
Yeah, the Turtles were serious, and Gru also tried to murder the shit out of everybody.
This is true.
I missed it.
Power Pack was there are different comics that you can gauge how old people were, like if you liked Power Pack versus if you liked New Warriors versus if you liked Runaways.
Yes, exactly.
And
that's exactly right.
You could always peg people, like anyone who's like really into New Warriors. It's like you are exactly between like 41 and 46 tops. Like that is you're in that bracket. Like that is And then if you like Runaways, you're like you are definitely under 40, but probably over 30 at this point.
Yeah,
like it's easy, and which again makes it like makes you have a little bit of an existential crisis because people can just pinpoint what you like because you're not as original and thoughtful as you think you are.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And Power Pack, I remember they would throw them into weird situations. I mean, Power Pack crossed over with the Mutant Massacre, as people are pointing out. The kids are crawling around in the sewers. People are getting murdered everywhere. That was a very strange.
Schindler's List of comic books.
Yeah, that was a weird crossover. It did not that did not make a lot of sense. All right, well, here's some newer stuff here.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I suspected so. Bunch of, but there's Strangers in Paradise, Terry Moore. I shrunk this down. We would go through like 3 titles at a time, and it would just take fucking forever to go through all of these. So we're back.
We're back. There's only one that you needed to have up, and it's full screen. That's a good job on you, Perch.
I know what the audience comes for.
That's the Janet Jackson Rolling Stones cover, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that. I would have been about 16 at the time. It was important.
Yeah, and so was the character in this comic, I believe. Yeah. There you go. This was the anniversary issue of Green Lantern, X-Men Prime, which was at the time a big deal. That was like a #1 issue. This was, of course, before X-Men was doing #1 issues every other month. You got Spawn in there. Yeah, there's the Avengers fighting Squadron Supreme, just showing you that nothing ever changes.
Good. I feel bad for Kyle Rayner. I've read everything around him. I'm reading my Green Lantern around Kyle Rayner. I don't know why. It just feels weird that they would choose like an artist to be a Green Lantern. It's like, do you really need great will to be an artist? Joe, you would know. You're an actual writer. Do you need great will to write Becstar?
No, but I think what they were going for is they wanted someone creative who could create creative things with the ring.
Yeah. Couldn't they have picked like a police officer that painted in his spare time? Huh?
We're getting a little niche now with that ring needed someone very quickly, and
I got you.
You know, but
it was not an ideal situation.
No, but they played off that, and you know,
got some good Green Lantern there.
Yeah, Daryl Banks did some good art back then,
and now you know, Jeff Thorne's going to murder them all. So
yeah, in Lanterns Lost.
Yeah, he's gone. He was in the chat and dipped out for a second. But did you like? I want to catch you before you had to leave, Joe. Green Lantern #2. Did you have a chance to read that?
I did. I liked it because it's so much Legion stuff.
Yeah,
it's setting up why there's no Legion, or there's no real strong Lantern presence in Legion time.
Exactly.
And yeah, he really cares about that stuff and actually trying to make sense of that. And so I love it just for that. Even, you know, not just for that, but like that alone, I'm already like, I'm here for it.
How about you, Wes? Did you like the issue?
I'm an enormous Green Lantern fan. I haven't had a Green Lantern series I've enjoyed for almost 2.5 years. It's the best Green Lantern comic I've read in like 2.5 years. It's great.
Yeah. I think the second issue was much better than the first. I liked the first, but the second one was really good.
A lot of exposition in the first, and then there's exposition in the first half of the second one, and it really goes bonkers at the end.
Yeah, it's. I think the things he inserted were good answers to questions that people needed, like they've just been dodging for a long time. The nature of the Guardians and some of this other stuff. It was refreshing to see him just kind of roll that information out, and it was great.
Provide a little structure to the Omniverse.
Yeah,
definitely helps.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, you've spent some time with us, spent an hour and a half with us, so thank you very much.
No problem.
And go off to enjoy that Becstar launch party there. You have fun.
Well,
thinking of you.
Have some purple drink.
Thanks all, and yeah, well, I'm sure you'll be hearing from me soon at some point.
Yes, indeed.
So, someone might have me on their channel to talk at some point.
Sooner or later, yes.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you, Joe.
See ya.
Really appreciate it. Always Joe does a great job, but it's so Green Lantern, I think he's doing a good job. I know that there's definitely some people who are not impressed with his Twitter behavior and all the rest, but you are missing a good comic, and he's trying to actually respect the comics that come before. And if I could just get that out of all the writers, I'd be so happy.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things that he's working with, with the newer characters, and there is a pretty decent explanation of why there's so many Human Lanterns. We've been asking that, so it's good that someone tried to answer it.
It was, and I liked for all the shit, and he got a lot of it with the Teen Lantern, and the funny part is there is I think a really good scene with the Teen Lantern in this issue #2 that makes sense, where basically they tell them, like, you don't know how to do this, you're a kid, get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff is here. Yeah, we're talking about Jeff. I love that scene because it makes sense. It's just
So you'd have all these lanterns and be like, get the kid out of here while we're fighting this enormous dragon. She's in she's in danger.
I thought that was really smart, and it makes the choice for that #1 cover even sillier now in hindsight, and especially all the people got really, really super bent out of shape about it. But I really like that. I like that comic, and I'm really enjoying it. So, and Jeff just stopped back in to Joe's point, which I also totally agree with. I love the fact that we're answering some of these questions, like, why aren't there Green Lanterns during Legion of Superheroes time, and what went on? It's like, hey, it's very good. So anyway, good stuff. It's a good series. So anyway, so here's some comics coming out. Like I said, the Janet Jackson cover. There you go. Yeah, that's grunge, I think, doing the holding there. So there you go. All right. So a little bit early. I like this. this batch here, I love. By the way, Herman Bennett, what advice can you give someone like me for producing in comics? Perch, I should do videos on that. That would be a terrible question for me to just try and answer, here quickly. But here is. I love this slumped over. He's just. This is a down Namor.
I love Namor. It's too bad that he's all over the place. Who is Namor? Hopefully, he's a little bit more in character here.
Yeah,
such an important character.
He was reluctant, as I recall from this storyline, because this is when Captain Marvel was leading the Avengers, the Monica version, and I think they got, as I recall, they got into the he came into the Avengers kind of not thinking that was a great idea. He didn't really know if he wanted, but they convinced him to join, and then the people protest that Namor shouldn't be part of the Avengers because of the bad things he's done, and he just gets depressed.
Well, at least they didn't bedazzle his Speedo there like they did. They're probably going to do for this, this upcoming Hellfire Gala.
Oh God knows what they're. I shudder to think what they're getting out of him. But anyway, these are some good comics. The Moonstone. This was the evil. Moonstone is always evil, but you had a bunch of good stuff in here. But this was in the heart of a very good run of Avengers, I thought. Have you've seen this? Have you or no?
I haven't got to this version of the team yet. It sucks when you start reading comics like in your mid-30s.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you got a lot to go back on.
15 or 10 or something. Everyone's like, "Yeah, you remember this?" Like, I'm getting there. I've read a lot of the older stuff, but there's so much to explore.
I would love to be able to have that kind of stuff. I mean, every now and then I find a run I haven't read, and you get like 30 issues, and it's just some of the best feel. That's the
good thing is I get to experience this stuff all for the first time, and whereas you or Breen, it's like, well, it's been 20 years, but I kind of remember it.
It's all downhill for us, basically. Yeah. No, the Uncanny X-Men there. That's John Romita Jr. when he was on this book, and he was killing it on X-Men. And you and I have talked about this before that Romita did an amazing Spider-Man, did an amazing X-Men. A lot of people are coming in and kind of viewing him for the first time via Superman, which number one felt like maybe an odd fit for him as his art style, but it hasn't been. I mean, if you dislike Romita Jr., I mean, you got to go look at some of this run. He's putting out great work.
Well, it's hard to judge somebody when they're in the twilight of their career. He's clearly he's still working hard. He still has a place in comics.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he was a good fit for action. I didn't feel like his heart was in it, but I just saw the thing that he put out as a promo for this Magneto trial that's coming up, and looks night and day.
Yeah,
I think he's still got it if he needs it.
I think he still has it. I think that you put it. This is also when they would give him an inker, which that would be nice if you could do that. I don't know if there's a switch to digital, but anyway, yeah, you got the Hulk being carried by the Avengers there. You got Doctor Strange and Clay up to some shenanigans. I like how the tidal wave monster is grabbing Ghost Rider, and they've got little arrows pointing to everything. We've got Moondark, we've got Water Wizard. Ghost Rider's screwed.
You got Savage She-Hulk, so that was before Byrne revitalized the character and she joined the Avengers. Yeah,
Double Trouble for She-Hulk, and don't miss designer jeans is what we got there.
And the Eternals. Is this going to be important, Perch? Can Marvel make the Eternals important again?
I hope so. I mean, I think it's such a risky prospect. I mean, everybody points out the Guardians of the Galaxy and the fact that that came out of nowhere, and look how popular they got. So hopefully they can do it again. I just think the Eternals is such a tougher sell than than Guardians. I think Guardians was able to play off kind of the comedy and the director and these kind of misfits together. The Eternals are trying to build Marvel's Game of Thrones. It seems really tough.
Well, and then you look at the promotional materials, and I think Aaron Sparrow was right. It looks like it's an Ice Capades team or something.
Yeah, the costumes look very shiny. I mean, I'm interested to see how it comes together. I think there's things that from that latest promo, I think the move of changing Captain Marvel 2 to having Captain Marvel and Monica and everybody in one movie is probably a good plan. I think that will help, some of the weakness in the first movie. But the Eternals just I don't know. I hope it does well, but I think it's a big risk.
Yeah, it's. I tried to read that Kieran Gillen Eternals. It just wasn't paced right for me, you know.
Yeah, and it's had so many delays and other pieces to it. I mean, maybe this is a comic that's going to read a little bit better in trade, but but then that comic. I mean, you saw the promo art. This comic looks nothing like that, so it feels like we're getting yet another kind of. I mean, Kieran Gillen is doing this in theory to help build hype for the movie, but looks nothing like the movie.
No. If I was going to buy a comic here, just based off the cover,
yeah.
Even though it's not my favorite character here, it's definitely Doctor Strange. It looks like he's got some type of spirits palming out. He's got another sorceress taking him out.
Yeah,
looks like fun. Yeah.
Well, you got Doctor Voodoo is somewhere in there as well, so that's some good stuff.
Yeah, Dr. Voodoo.
All the people crapping on, do you have comics from this millennium? We just the last page anyway. Jeez. All right. Here's Jack Kirby Superman. So actually, speaking of Romita, I love Kirby. I think Kirby does great work. I never thought he was the best Superman.
Well, Challenge of the Unknown is really important. This is like really influential to the stuff he brought over to Marvel, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And the Challenger, he did a good Challenger. I just always felt his Superman it didn't look quite right.
He's got a moose knuckle going there that I'm impressed by. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, those tights are leaving little to the imagination. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening here. Yeah, the DC. This is during Isabella's on Hawkman. And this was
if you go to Hawk World, I'm friends with the guy behind Hawk World. He tells you Shadow War of Hawkman is must-read material. That Tony Isabella absolutely destroys that comic.
Yeah. No, this was a very, very good run and a great comic at the time. There's a couple comments in the chat. Yeah, that was really great. The Firestorm run as well, which a couple people are pointing out in the chat was really good as well. And you've got a George Perez Justice League of America there that is great. I mean, the DC was putting out some pretty nice stuff. Here's Superman murdering some of the Green Lanterns before Jeff Thorne can get to him. There's a lot. Yeah,
take him out.
The title you haven't. I'm guessing you read much of Camelot 3000. I read some, but not. I admit that's an area where I need to finish.
Looks like a DC sci-fi fantasy book.
Yeah, it was the issues I've read are cool, and when I was putting this into this page, I'm like kicking myself, like, God damn it, why have I not finished that run? Because
only 12 issues.
Yeah, it's there's some good stuff in there for sure. But
I like Firestorm. Why don't they use Firestorm? I haven't seen him in a comic book since last time I remember is like Blackest Night. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very unique character. It's one that I think you could do some stuff with, and it was very strange that they. It's very strange that they don't use that character more. I mean, it's an obvious one.
Yeah, it's got all this cool built-in conflict where you have kind of one guy's flying, the other one's controlling.
Yeah,
don't do that with my body, kind of thing. So,
it's weird. Yeah. Forever Evil had Firestorm, but he's been a bit player, and I think he did hold down a good book. He had some very good runs of Firestorm. It's strange. I think there's a character easily that could be dusted off and should be back in things. But one thing about all these covers, looking at the comics that are coming out kind of these days, more modern,
look at the action, the kinetic energy.
Exactly. They all look like, I mean, these were jumping off the shelves at you. And I mean, you could easily do some of the same stuff today. Do you think
the covers today are either like prestige, they're meant to be pieces of art for collectors. They're not really for people who already want that because of the artist on it. But if it's the A cover, it's almost like 4 characters looking in 4 different directions. And that's it. They're in a pose.
Yeah. Do you think that having the special artists on for variant covers? I mean, a lot of the comics. Again, I'm looking over this week's, and more than half of them. Alex Ross does an amazing cover. He always does. But do you think that maybe the trap of having these bigger artists just do the cover, we lost you lost something because these titles all you were promised something that was going on inside of it, and it felt like maybe there's more of a connection. Yeah,
and you're kind of blocking out potential readers are you're making your audience very specific. They know exactly what's going to be inside, or they're just buying it for the cover. Joe Schmuckatelli coming off doesn't, I love art-driven covers, but it's not, you don't look at that and go, oh, I need to read the story inside of there. You might say that's beautiful art and I want it, but that's not what the comic book that you're actually selling is. So there's a big disconnect, but they've courted the readers for so long that you can't stop it.
It's true. No, and I mean, we had the whole drama pop up this week with the J. Scott Campbell cover. I'm actually looking at it on the wall right now, and it's cool. I love it. I like these covers. I like the Alex Ross covers. I like the Art German, I like Peach Momoko. All these people who do these covers, they're really, really great. But we've lost that action. We've lost. I mean, they're just not the. Max says it well. Modern comics want to be movie posters, and even though some of the art is great, it doesn't have the same kind of exciting feel that this stuff does, or even stuff in the 90s or the last. Anyway, we've talked about this.
I remember reading Uncanny X-Men. There's a cover with was it Alpha Squadron when they're looking for Wolverine, bring him back, and it looks like they've murdered him.
Yep,
that's a good cover. That makes you want to read the story.
Jeff said, let's let comics be comics. It is, there is something very true to that. It's just these are really nice covers. They're great posters, but they're not they don't give you a hint of what's going on inside, and it's not the same. But anyway,
here we go.
Okay, it's interesting how we could point the eras here. You got Lady Death there, which these days I don't know if that newer comic fans have no idea what we're talking about here, but these were huge, and I'm not talking about Lady Death for years. And then Battle Chasers, you got that. That was
That's
a huge
about to be finished. Can you believe it? After like 20 years, he's going to finish the last two issues.
I'm so glad that. I mean, it has been a long time. And Rising Stars. Did you ever read that one?
Nah, but J. Michael Straczynski probably got some potential there.
Yeah, no, it was a good book. It was super popular for a brief period of time, and then it just somebody mentioned here, it didn't stick the landing, I think is the right way to put it. And it's kind of faded. I think there was intention that was going to be adapted for TV at some point or movies or something. I mean, you could take that and put a Netflix series out easy at this point, but
Marvel a lot of comic books have issues with the landing nowadays.
They really do. Yeah. It's the third act problem. Finish.
Yeah.
You think this is some of the movies often have the third act problem, and do you think that trying to write for the movies is just causes to infect comics to some extent?
Well, I think you watch an MCU movie, and there's an end to the conflict. Maybe there's a little scene for resolution, and then in the post-credit scene, they kind of set up the next thing, and there's no real place to put that in comic books, but they still want to use that mechanism. Yeah. And so you end up getting this weird epilogue that lets you know there's another story coming. It's like, hey, let me breathe. This story just ended.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, so many people now just try to fast forward to the cutscene before the thing's even finished.
You need the Uncanny X-Men issue where everyone goes and plays softball, and then the bad guy shows up to ruin their thing to start up their next adventure around the world.
Or maybe 12 issues of them playing softball, except instead of softball, they're in dresses.
Well, if you could get some celebrities in there, then you got my money.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. How about, I always thought Superman Aliens, I always felt was the weirdest crossover, because I felt like that would be a very short crossover.
I love Aliens. That's like one of my...
yeah, me too.
I could read a bad Alien comic and enjoy it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So Superman Aliens, perfect. Green Lantern Aliens is a better, more logical crossover, but Superman Aliens, it sounds like a good video game too.
Yeah, I just Green Lantern Aliens would be good. I feel like Superman Aliens would be a very short, like Superman just wandering around and like, oh shit, hang on, what's this? And then the heat vision comes out and you're done.
But can the alien blood get them?
Let's say no. Well,
yeah, they're gonna pop, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna get disintegrated.
Okay, so there you go. If you make him the alien blood has some kind of kryptonite element in it, and it hurts him. Then there you go.
It's kind of green.
Yeah, it could be. All right. How about this Mike Zeck Captain America? I think one of the best
Beautiful.
Captain America covers of all time here.
It is. He's watching over there like he's a sentinel standing
Yeah.
guard while everyone's sleeping. It's beautiful, intent. Very nice art. Very
This stuff was magic. Those covers, the coloring, everything, just some good stuff. You got a John Byrne Alpha Flight right there as well.
I love Alpha Flight. I don't know about Gamma Flight, but Alpha Flight's dope.
Alpha Flight was great, yeah, especially during this run. There's Godzilla messing some shit up for sure. And then Iron Fist, this was Sabretooth.
Man, Sabretooth has really changed over the years, hasn't he?
For sure. Yeah.
He's not really a man anymore.
Yeah, this is the first, as they're saying in the chat, this is the first Sabretooth appearance.
That's awesome.
Which is really good, yeah. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Lade Kramer, and abandoning us. It's great. Yeah.
Way to go.
Way to go.
Hopefully we'll see it well, tonight for me, but it'll be tomorrow morning for you.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Go to more professional streams for sure. But this that Captain America cover to me is in the Hall of Fame of like, this would be one of the top, if I was doing the top 25 covers of all time, this one would probably land there. I just think it's so good. So
if you're writing Captain America, that cover should be over your workstation. You look up there and you have that way you can remember what Captain America is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's funny because in the last 10 years, we've heard a lot about how impossible it is to write Captain America. It's a really difficult character. It's impossible to have a good run. And yet, you had Grunwald do an amazing run, like almost a 10-year run. You had this era. You had that Frank Miller, Roger Stern one shot in Marvel Fanfare of all places, just an incredible comic. So there's just really good stuff. I will point out, people are noting, Mike Zeck is one of the nicest guys you ever meet for sure. And if you ever get the good fortune of like running into him at a con and stuff, I think he still does commissions. I think he'll draw something for you, and here's another guy. It's like, why in the world would you not give Mike Zeck a miniseries to draw?
No, I mean, look what Walt Simonson's doing right now at that X-Men Legends. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. I would love to see Mike Zeck on pretty much anything they put him back on.
Yeah, 4-issue nostalgia series. Go do it.
That would be great. But here's some more. This Thor cover is also pretty insane here.
Yeah, there's barely any color to it. Just he's the only one that's got any. It's that was definitely, it's got a lot of emotion to it. I like that Savage Sword of Conan a little bit better, but I'm a big fan of Conan.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, this was a great. That was a nice painted cover there for Conan. You got the Octopussy comic there. So Marvel.
I don't get the James Bond comics. I try to read them. I try to read James Bond, Agent of Spectrum. I still can't get into it.
I think that. I think James Bond would be relatively easy to do as a comic. It just feels like they overthink it, or like, there's one where maybe you cough up some money, you put Ed Brubaker on there, and you're like, okay, just do some of the spy thriller stuff you did with Captain America, do it for James Bond. The end. I mean, I don't see that it's that hard, but
it's like the John Wick comic. Like, how do you drop the ball on that?
Yeah, exactly. It seems very, very. It does write itself. I agree. US1 over here. Did you ever read US1?
I know of it, but this is one of the ones I haven't made to. But I know a lot of people speak of it with high regard.
I think it's and I'll offend all the kinds of people in the chat by saying this, but I think it's one of those kind of so bad it's good. Well, maybe that's not the right way to put it. It's like a cult hit type book. Like it's not the best book by any stretch of the imagination. Is this pre-recorded? I would get this question a lot. No, it is not. It rarely is. But anyway. They had Zeppelins with shark faces on them, all kinds of things. So US1 was nuts. And I like Cobra getting way too close to Spider-Man.
When a Cobra comes calling, now that has intrigue, my friend.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
That's a damn good cover too.
Yeah. There's some, again, it really just wonderful covers. That Moon Knight also is understated, where the different facets of his personality are coming out of mirrors, coming to kill him. That's some good stuff. Again, this
Son of
is always
Satan.
such a good thing.
My goodness.
Yeah.
What a title.
Mindstorm. What a time. Exactly. So speaking of, again, good covers, here's Spider-Man and Cap in jail.
Everyone goes to jail. Everyone goes on trial. They just kind of, you get the same stuff over and over. But if I'm going to pick one of these.
Yeah, pick one of these.
I'm going with Cap. I think that one's, it's got the more heroic pose. It looks like Peter's, maybe he is a criminal. He looks
Peter looks like he's been caught with some bad photos on his laptop.
Like he was like doing the Paul Rubin movie theater thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Peter looks like he should be there. Like I'm comfortable that Peter's in jail. Cap, the coloring that they're doing with the shadowing is just, again, this is incredible. Just this stuff with Cap had so many good covers.
And he's presenting the moose knuckle there, and I respect that.
Yeah, there you go. He's doing such a good job there. And then you got Batman from Hush. Yes, there's Jim Lee right there. And then you got Authority. This would be the volume 2, I believe. Number 1 of the new volume, the Grant Morrison volume of.
So it's 1 of 2, right?
Yeah, God, was it only 2 issues? Is that all it went?
I thought he did 1 issue of one of them, and he did 2 issues of the other. I think he did 2 issues of Authority and 1 of it's not Wildcat. I can't remember.
Yeah,
he didn't last.
It didn't go long. No, I thought it went longer than 2 issues though. But I may be wrong. Yeah, a bold new era.
Issues.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you this: if you have a friend that thinks maybe they like comic books, if you get them a copy of Hush, now Perch and Joe rip the crap out of that comic book. That's not what we're talking about. But if you just give them that and they see that Jim Lee art, it's Batman. They'll come back. Let's just put that.
No, I agree with that. I think Hush is one of the best books to give to somebody who's coming into comics, doesn't really understand. I mean, the irritating parts of Hush are really if you know these characters at all and they're acting in completely random ways that don't make any sense at all. But if you don't know any of the characters, you've got the amazing art there. And even though Joe and I ripped it apart, the art was always top. I mean, it's a great looking book. And I love the concept of doing this kind of 12-issue tour, lots of the different characters. I mean, I think that, frankly, I think Iron Man could benefit from that. Cap could benefit from that. Do a 12-issue, get a star artist on it, and just walk through the Rogues Gallery. It'd be smart to do.
But, yeah, if you're looking for to introduce somebody to Batman in comic form, get them Hush, and they'll be hooked. Absolutely.
I think so. Yeah, I one of the better entry things. Certainly better than a runs that people go to is like Batman Year One, the Frank Miller, or the Grant Morrison time on Batman. Those are great reads, but they're not great for new comic readers.
Don't give them the Dark Knight Returns. It might be a little too dark.
Don't do that. Yeah,
The Watchmen is not the best first comic to read.
Definitely not. Yeah. Okay, well, hey, that's actually we're heading to the end here, but I did want to say coming up. So we got Sean Gordon Murphy, schedule permitting, is planning on joining us next week, so that'll be fun. And then we got a couple of interviews. We got Rachel Pollack, we've got Katana Collins, we got Joe Staten coming up here for some interviews and a bunch more. And
man, so talk about shattering glass ceilings there, Rachel Pollack. That's enormous.
Absolutely. No, Rachel Pollack, we have that interview.
Context to the debate or the conversation right now, huh?
It really does. She is that interview is going to come out Monday. It's an hour and a half, but it is really solid. And again, this is somebody who was breaking a lot of these glass ceilings, like I said, 30 years ago.
People don't even realize that there were multiple transgender creators working, like openly transgender creators working at DC in the 90s. Yeah,
on an ongoing book, not as part of a stunt. It was a commitment to a long book. And Jeff Thorne, I desperately need to get you on the schedule. So I'm going to reach out to you tonight. We've got to talk about Doom Patrol. Now my head's we got to talk about Green Lantern #2 and the other things you've got going on. I've got an idea for you.
Well done on Green Lantern #2. That's the best Green Lantern I've read. Very long time, probably at least 30 months.
Yeah, absolutely. So some great stuff there. Maybe I should get Jeff and Sean on. We should get you both. That'd be fun. I could then just drink and you two can bounce off each other. That'd be incredible.
Katana Collins, that's Sean's better half, correct?
It is, and definitely a good novelist, and that White Knight Harley Quinn series was great. Definitely one of the more solid kind of spin-offs that's happened here. And Joe Staten, of course, Green Lantern, Legion of Superheroes, that's going to be great stuff. So lots of good things to talk about, good interviews, but the most important one is tomorrow, my time anyway. I think I'm on with you, Wes. We're hopping right over here to Comics Aficionados on your channel tomorrow. That's going to be fun.
10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. We got Comics by Perch. We've got Critical Blast, Fatal J. I think he was in the comments earlier. We got Doc and Pele. They're going to be freaking out about stuff, but we got a lot of cool stuff talking about. We'll definitely be talking about the J. Scott Campbell fixing comic artist thing the most. That'll be the top topic.
I will take the photo of my desk and post on Twitter in a few minutes.
Aaron Sparrow just made it.
I love how people just made. We're wrapping all up. This is terrible. So anyway, thank you, Jeff, for stopping by, and also thank everybody who's come to the chat. And I appreciate that now. We've got a combination between Mumbles and U-Iron, and like who can roast Perch the most during these videos. That's always fun.
On my channel, it's Breen. He's always bothering me.
I love it when people do that. It's the best time. Yeah.
And somebody asked what my channel is. It's Thinking Critical.
Thinking Critical is where you want to go. So just if you put in Thinking Critical, you'll find it really quickly on YouTube. There are some other things open. If you put Thinking Critical Comics, you'll immediately find it. Right there. And yeah, absolutely. Go check that out. And looking forward to being on the show. Wes, we've had, like you said, how long have we been chatting back? It's more than a year. It's like a year and a half.
It's like 2 years. Once our channels first started, we were in somebody else's like private channel, and then we started talking just between ourselves. Yeah. Because we had different ideas for our channels, what we wanted them to be. We've been working together ever since. So I could say this: Perch is the person in comic book YouTube that keeps me sane. If it wasn't for him and just having someone normal, well, him and Joe helps out a lot too. But it's nice having normal people to talk to and are kind of dealing with the same things you're dealing with. It can be very frustrating. Yeah, I've really appreciated your friendship and certainly the growth of your channel has been amazing. I love that we're both coming up together, and that's been great. And yeah, we do. I don't know. It's a big picture together. We do great stuff, and I'm always really grateful when you invite me on and all the help you've given me over the years, for sure. Yeah, and we got bigger and better things happening. We have to have the baby first, and then we can execute some of the new stuff. Yes, I think we have some big plans that should go into. Well, actually, the big news. So your baby's coming when? First week of June. First week of June. So you're right in the window now, and life's going to get fun. So more fun. Very good. Well, everybody who's been in the chat, hey, if you feel like it, you don't have to. Certainly throw a like in there. That's always appreciated. I'm not sure what that does, to be honest, but it's great. To Dion, yes, we are going to do a comic book writing 101 segment on supporting characters. But this week, what are we covering? Oh, my goodness. I have a list. It's on my list. We are covering, comic book writing tropes to avoid this week. But I can do supporting characters next week. Very nice. Looking forward to that. Again, Thinking Critical. Go check it out. Definitely a good channel you want to subscribe to. And yeah, we're going to keep doing this. And we got some fun stuff in the mix. So, Wes, thank you for waking up early and joining me from all the way over there in the Philippines. And everybody in the chat, yeah, have a great weekend. Get something to drink. See you tomorrow. Thank you all very much. Good to see you.